Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Dave, Greathouse, Remax Above and Beyond, and the Greathouse team here in Cleveland. And today we're talking about home remodeling projects and which ones give you the most return on that investment. We're going to give you the top three, and I'll bet you they aren't what you think they are. All right, here we are. It's another Freaky Friday with the Greathouse team. And joining me, as always, to my left, my pal and partner, Mr. Josh and Dave. Josh.
Cheers, Dave.
I don't have anything to drink, but cheers to you.
How's it going?
Good, man. Good. So I know I kind of surprised you today. I said, hey, I have an idea for a video. I don't want you to know about it.
Yeah, well, that's drinking my coffee. Usually we plan and prepare these things. I have no clue what you're going to spring on me today. I'm a little nervous.
Yeah.
What you got?
So I read this article from the National Association of Realtors, which we both belong to.
Okay.
I'm hoping you didn't read it because that will probably blow the whole video. But we're going to do it nonetheless. And basically what it talked about was home improvement projects and the ability to get the amount of that project back in your resale. So, for instance, if I do a project, it costs me $5,000, but I get 10 grand back as a result of the resale, that would be a good project. So my question to you is, what do you think the number one project you can do and get the most bang for your buck back from that particular project cost?
Okay. So we're not talking about an aggregate value.
Correct.
We're talking about the return.
Return on the project.
Return. Okay. Off the rip, like my mind goes kitchen. I feel like that's too obvious. I know everybody loves the kitchen. The kitchen's the centerpiece. It's not kitchen. I'm gonna table kitchen as we're sitting in my basement.
That's true.
I got a pretty nice return on my basement. We finished mine. Shortly thereafter, we refinanced and essentially doubled the appraised value, or the note that they put on the finished space down here was nearly double my investment. I'm going to go basement.
Basement.
I'm going to go basement.
It's a good guess. It's wrong, but it's a good guess.
All
It's
right,
actually really close. It is on this list.
Okay.
But the number one project, I want you to think smaller. In fact, I'm just going to give it to you. Hardwood flooring. So refinishing hardwood flooring in a house.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. The actual cost of that, they estimate about $3,500. And they say the return on that is over $5,000. So that's 147, 150% increase in what you get out of the cost of that project.
It's really relevant here in Cleveland as I'm thinking about it.
Hence why I wanted to do the video.
We got a lot of homes here with the really nice old school hardwood floors with the wood trim. Kind of goes really well. I mean, I just had a buddy that bought a home in Old Brooklyn, refinished his. I think the quote he got was about $500 a room ish.
Yeah, that's about right.
So as I'm thinking about those numbers for like the typical home in Cleveland, like that makes a lot of sense. It's not a terribly difficult job to do either.
Yeah, very, like you said, it's something that even like DIYers can do.
Awesome. All right. So obviously refinishing the hardwood floors, key to getting a nice return on your investment. Very surprising. So what happens if I don't have hardwood floors, Dave? Like what can I do to what's next on the list? I was close with the basement.
Yeah.
Clearly not there. What's number two?
Yeah, actually number two is very similar to number one, and that's adding hardwood flooring to your house.
Fair enough.
Right? So if you think about adding hardwood floors, like natural hardwood floors like you have in your kitchen and dining room, around $5,500 is what the estimate is for some of those homes that we're looking at. And the estimated cost recovered over $6,500. So just a little bit less than if, just refinishing it, because refinishing probably is a little bit cheaper than adding new.
Okay.
But still gives you a really good percentage value recovered from that project.
Yeah, I mean, I think people like the old school charm of the original hardwoods. I get that. I mean, I know that there are some nice new hardwoods you can put in that don't have quite that charm, but they still look really nice. You can't beat good hardwood. So I'm not surprised by this, knowing what number one is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cool.
All right, so the next one, I'm going to make it a little bit interesting. I've got a fresh $100 bill here. And if you can tell me what number three is on the list, and I'm even going to give you a hint.
Okay.
I want you to think energy efficiency for $100.
Energy efficient. Man, $100 buys me a lot of golf balls.
That's right.
Energy
you lose a lot of
efficiency.
golf balls,
Okay.
don't you?
I've been known to dabble in the donation of golf balls. All right. First thing that comes to mind, I'm gonna roll with it. Windows. Yeah.
That's a
New
good
windows.
guess.
They're expensive, so I'm kind of thinking like,
Yeah.
do you get that return back? I know everybody hates the windows. Like they're always like, the windows are old.
Yeah, they're very popular.
It's got to be it. I'm
topic.
guessing I'm not right. Am I?
That's a good guess.
Dang it.
But guess what? This $100 is staying with me because it's actually insulation upgrade. Insulation upgrade, which they estimate it's about $2,500 in your home to get upgraded insulation. Which here in Cleveland we have cold winters, a ton of different seasons.
Yeah,
it does help, and the estimated cost recovered is exactly that, $2,500. And I think that people, when they're looking at buying a house, to have upgraded insulation, will pay extra for that.
Yeah, I mean, and the insulation products right now are vastly different than, my home was built in 1977. Majority of it has that older kind of the sheet with the the fiberglass. Now they're doing the spray foam stuff, and I mean, I guess if you look at that, like the return is really interesting on that. I think that's a nice selling point because it essentially pays for itself. And the less wear and tear on your mechanicals in general can't be a harmful thing. So I really wanted that $100.
Stays with me, man. Stays with me.
Fair enough.
All right, so the last one on our list, we talked about it briefly earlier, is the basement conversion or finishing a basement, which you just did to your house.
Yeah. It was crucial for me. I've got 2 young children. They're in my hair all the time. I had to find a place to put them. I have some gym equipment. So we did that, put a little custom bar. It was fun. Did it with my dad. And our investment, like I said, was about $15,000. Now, granted, I did a lot of this work myself, or at least a good portion of it. We framed, we hung the drywall. I took stock cabinets from Menards and had them custom painted, which saved me, I think, $7,000 or $8,000. So I think that's a really good point, Dave. Like, if you are doing that and if you have the DIY mindset, or you don't mind YouTubing some videos and learning how to do some of this stuff. I mean, anybody can run a sander on the floors and at least get the project going. You can even save more. I think these numbers would be higher if you just spend a little time to learn a craft. So, but definitely relevant here in my basement. I love it. It adds a lot of joy to my home.
Yeah, and the numbers speak that about 86% recovery on that cost of that project.
All right.
So,
that's still,
I know
really
you said
good.
you doubled your investment on it by doing it. So
yeah, and that 14%, I think, like over time as I enjoy it, is more than worth it. In the short term, though, that's still a pretty nice return. And I think, like, you could probably do it a little more modestly. I mean, mine was made for me to enjoy. If you do it more for the masses, then perhaps that number's skewed. Maybe you get that return back in total. Yeah.
So there you have it. I think a couple of very surprising projects that some of our listener watchers can do on their own for not a lot of money and actually get that money back in their sale. Obviously, basements and adding kitchens and stuff does add value, but it's a lot more extensive of a project and costs a heck of a lot more money. So listen, if you liked the video, be sure and give us a comment down below. Also, we'd love for you to subscribe to the channel. We do a ton of this kind of stuff, mostly informative to you about the Cleveland market and just the general housing overall. And also, all of our information will be down below in the description box, along with all of these statistics. So be sure to reach out to one of us directly when you're ready to buy or sell your great house.